Hey guys, report everybody back on my video today. We are going better. This is welcome to call with my boy. His name is he all has a YouTube channel about what we're talking about today. Here we are with my boy. What is his name, bro?
Oh, Advaith Kumar or King Kumar. Yes.
What's your YouTube channel?
So my YouTube channel is Advaith Kumar.
Okay, me and Kumar go way back to college. So I met Kumar in college and I recently came across his Instagram. I always you all have a YouTube channel. Can you explain what your YouTube channel is about?
Yeah, sure. I'll actually dive into what my podcast is about and then what my YouTube channel is about. So my podcast, I basically interview people making their dreams and their goals a reality. So like entrepreneurs, podcasters, athletes, like individual on people, and ask them how they got to the place that they are today. And then from my YouTube channel, it's like a bit different. So like for that, I basically make content about the Chicago Bears and make content surrounding football. And I'm going to start diving into making video essays.
Oh, okay. Good. Um, what got you into football?
Um, I would say from a very young age, it was really hard for me to make friends. And I guess I really wanted it. I guess from a really young age, I also fell in love with football. I don't remember how, but I liked football. So like this one day in high school, um, I was walking to like a summer class or something, and I saw like a bunch of football players practicing. And I remember like in this, it's like adapted PE, which is like PE for people with disabilities and like and stuff. So the teacher, I told the teacher that that'd be really cool if I could participate and be with the football team.
Right.
And I already had football friends who were playing on the team, so she helped me work with the team and stuff. And that's probably how it sparked my interest into football and how I fell in love with the game.
You were helping out with a football team in school, right? Or what did you do for the team?
Basically, I was a water boy, so I gave water to the players when they needed them. And I was a personal water boy for one of my best friends, yeah. He was a running back there.
When did you start your YouTube channel? When did
So
you say, when did you say, you know what, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel about football?
I would say week 3 of the Chicago Bears game, I finally decided I was gonna make content surrounding football. And then for my podcast, I started that about a year, I would say, I think like a year or two ago in March. So like how I started is pretty interesting. So basically, I was reading this paper about Uber and Lyft and about why they will solve problems in the ride sharing world and like about traffic, like how to reduce traffic, how they will give more jobs to people, and stuff like that. And I knew that people were too lazy to read that like the essay. So instead of making people read it, I decided to make it into a podcast.
But true because many people don't have the time to read that something that you could just hear about it instead of reading it. But how can we find your podcast?
Um, Yeah, so you can find my podcast by searching King Kumar's podcast on all podcast platforms, so Spotify, Apple Podcast, I think it's on Stitcher, like basically all the major podcast platforms you can find it.
Okay, you guys heard it. Go check out podcast and the YouTube channel. What are your future goals for your YouTube channel and your podcast? Are you going to keep on doing the same thing, or are you going to change it up to more?
Yeah, so I would say yes, I'm going to change it up. I want to make more video essays and have like at least a video essay a week, and then have other videos that's just me talking to the camera. So in that part, yes, I would want to change it. And then my future goals are eventually, of course, just like any YouTuber's dreams, is to reach a thousand subscribers. So hopefully I can do that.
Okay. And do you have any other goals besides podcast and YouTube?
I guess my goals for my podcast are to grow it and be consistent with it. And one of my goals is to potentially have like an NFL player on, and also somebody from a show called Last Chance You.
Else besides YouTube and your podcast? Like
Um,
maybe you want to get a job or something else?
yeah, so like I'm a current college student and I go to North Central College, so like that's something that I do outside of it.
Yeah.
I also want to potentially get writing on a blog and probably growing my Instagram and Twitter and become like an influencer. So yeah, those are my goals outside of podcasting and YouTube.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying marketing.
Marketing. Yeah, I studied that too.
Nice. What college do you go to?
Oh, right now I'm taking a break. So I'm taking real estate courses right now to get my
Oh, nice.
license. I might go back before after the whole quarantine is over because I like taking classes in class. I do really like virtual classes.
Yeah, yeah.
How your experience with that?
With virtual school,
Yeah.
I would say that it's kind of hard not being in a classroom setting and not networking with people.
Mhm.
But for the most part, the teachers have been really, really nice and really, really like really, really lenient on what they want from the students, and they're adjusting to the students' needs and saying like, hey, even though we're online, we can still have a good learning system. And yeah, they're still doing their best to teach the class and make sure the students understand the material.
Right, yeah. That's very true because I was taking virtual classes last semester and they did a pretty good job too. I pretty hard, so I just to take a break. Um, if YouTube for whatever reason didn't work for you, what would you do instead?
Honestly, I would probably try again and be consistent with it because I think that eventually I can overcome it. But I would probably focus more on my podcast, I would say, or go into a different niche and start over on YouTube.
I like it. How about consistency, right? How about hard working being there?
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add on? Anything you want to say for China? Maybe
Oh,
mhm.
any advice?
Yeah.
Basically, I would say if you're starting your podcast, you can start a podcast via Anchor. Um, oh, you don't need much. You just need like the Anchor app or the Anchor. You don't need much, but like you probably just need like the Anchor website and the Anchor app. And from there, you're good to go. And for YouTube, I would say be consistent with it. And also network with people. Like I network with you at like the entrepreneurship club, and I got to know
Yeah,
like you have your own place, which is awesome. And
thank
also,
you.
you're into real estate.
Yeah, yeah. Are you into real estate or what do you think about real estate?
I'm not too big into real estate, so no,
Not in that.
no.
Maybe in the future.
Potentially, yeah. What do you
Into,
want to share about real estate?
well, I get what I do. I pick up houses and eventually sell them. Or if you're ever interested in it, you can always message me. I,
Yeah, sure.
I try to share as much as possible. People that ask me questions on it, I'm, I'm always happy to share my experience.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I will definitely hit you up if I have any questions.
Yeah, it's good. How about any interest in investing?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. How about you? Do you invest at all?
Yeah, I do. I really like investing. You know,
Yeah,
it's similar to real estate. They go hand in hand. They kind of come together. Um, Therefore, I'm interested in both. How about have you thought about doing other sports like because I watch football, but I like basketball more than football. Have you ever thought about making video on football or even soccer? I mean basketball or soccer or
yeah,
anything. Go ahead.
yeah, probably basketball. I played Special Olympics basketball, so I like basketball, and I would probably make videos centered around basketball and talk about like the upbringings of certain players and how they got to the position that they are today, and talk about the teams too.
Can, can you explain a little bit more about Special Olympics basketball?
Yeah, basically, it's for Special Olympics basketball is basketball for people with disabilities so that they can play basketball and play sports. Basically, um, yeah, that's it.
I'm not in this because I went to a meeting. I got a freshman in high school. I went to a special basketball meeting and all of them are in wheelchairs. And it was my first time trying it, and I thought it was going to be easy, but it was actually pretty hard. Anything else you want to say before we finish the call?
Sure, like I would say, no matter what your circumstances, you can overcome it and become successful.
Yeah, yeah. I completely agree with that. Okay. Um, thanks for making it happen. I appreciate your time, bro. It was nice seeing you. It's been a while since I've seen you, but I'm glad you're doing good. And thanks for being here. I'll be editing the video and I'll let you know when I post it.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate you having me on. I'm looking forward to networking with you and getting to know you more in the future. I'm glad we reconnected after COD.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever you have a question or you want to talk, you can always message me. You're more than welcome, bro. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, man. It was an honor to come on to your podcast.
Okay.